Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. It is wonderful to have you here. Hello, Editing Jade here. My hair has been chopped off, my nails are almost all gone, but I'm just sitting down to edit this video and I've realized that I never introduced it. So as you can probably tell by the title of this video already, this is going to be my birthday book haul. I have about 18 books if I believe correctly, and I do want to preface and say that I did not buy all of these books all at once. They were separated into like 3 or 4 Barnes trips, and so I don't want y'all to think that I just went absolutely crazy and bought all these books in one go, because I did not. But I totally forgot to introduce that, so here's the introduction. Here, and my dog Bear, my dog Puff, and here's Moose. And so let's just get in with the video. So I have 18 books to show y'all, so I want to go ahead and get started so that we are not here for forever. I've already talked about some of these books on my channel because, again, I have already read them, or I kind of went on this first Barnes trip when I was doing a reading vlog, so I think I talked about some of these. I know I talked about a lot of them over on my TikTok. I've talked about most of these over on my TikTok, so I think this is a wonderful little segue to just pop in and say, don't forget to follow me on my TikTok and my Instagram at JadesBooks5. I do some short form content over on my TikTok and some bookish posts, and post all my reviews on my Instagram. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you can follow me along for more videos. The first book that I bought is Malas by Marcela Fuentes. I did not know what this one was about. I kind of don't. I do believe that it is a split timeline though. Okay, I do not know if this is a split timeline, but it is set in the 50s. It is like, from what I was told, because I saw a table and then the cashier at the checkout started talking about it. It is set in the 50s. It is about the Tejano family. It is a story about rebellion and rebirth. I really just truly do not know what this one's about. I go into a lot of my books blind, but it sounded very interesting and I really wanted to read more books with Hispanic authors, and so I decided to pick this one up. And then the next 2 books I bought are Lynn Painter's The Do-Over and Betting on You. These are both her YA romances. They both follow a like hate to love, enemies to lover type of trope. Again, they're young adults, so they're teenagers in high school. This one follows our main character. She ends up reliving the day. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day scenario where she is stuck reliving the day that her boyfriend breaks up with her, and on top of that is Valentine's Day, and so she is just trying to deal with that, trying to figure out how to quit this endless loop from happening, all while having to deal with this guy that she just dislikes, and his name is Nick. And so this is like the gist of this one. This one follows our main characters, Charlie and Bailey. They first meet when they're like 13, 14 on a plane, and Bailey instantly dislikes Charlie because he's just very like in your face, a little annoying, definitely just like a young teenage boy. And her parents have just divorced, and she is just dealing with that. She's on her plane by herself. She's going from her dad's to her mom's, and Charlie's parents have already been divorced at this point, so he understands the fact that kids like have to fly alone and everything, and he's a little too comfortable with it for Bailey's liking. And so they kind of get off on the wrong foot. They see each other again like a year and a half later. Again, they're just like saying hey. They don't talk or anything. It's not anything substantial. They just see each other. And then a couple years later, when they're older, they meet again, and it just so happens that Charlie is Bailey's new co-worker. They bond about the fact that their parents are still divorced, that their mothers both have boyfriends that they do not like, and they decide to concoct this little scheme to get Bailey's mom to break up with her boyfriend. And that's kind of where this story takes off. Again, it's hate to love, fake dating, stuff like that. I actually already read this book. It was really enjoyable. I give it 4 stars. I absolutely loved it. I have yet to read this one, but I do plan on getting to it sometime this month. The next book that I bought, which I have also already read, is The Overnight Guest by Heather Gudenkoff. I absolutely enjoyed this book. This book is about our main character. Her name is Wiley. She is a true crime writer. She decides to rent this house where this couple was previously murdered in 20 years prior, and she rents the house in order to finish her manuscript. Well, when she's staying there, a huge snowstorm hits, and when she goes outside to go get her dog to bring him in, she finds this little boy instead, and he's out in the snow, he's bleeding. She brings him in to help him, and she soon realizes that the most dangerous thing outside is most likely not the snowstorm, and the little boy that she found is probably the only one who has the answers to keep them alive. In addition to the storyline going on, we also get a second one, and it's 20 years in the past, and it's kind of like the events leading up to the murder and the events after, and like the little investigation. And then we also get a third narrative, and we do not know how it fits into the storyline. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I definitely love this one. I really recommend that you read it if you're looking for a fast-paced thriller mystery with hints of true crime in there that has short chapters. So this is the other one that I bought and ended up reading. Next, which I've also already read this book and gave it 5 stars, is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. I adored this book. It is about our main character. Her name is Joni. She is a successful songwriter out in LA, and every summer she goes back home to North Carolina, except this time she has a secret, and it's that she hasn't written a song in months. She's hit this roadblock, this writer's block. She cannot get over it, and so when she goes home this time, she figures out that she starts hearing like this melody in her head, and she soon figures out that it is a man. She can hear this man humming this melody, and then she can hear him. Like, they can hear each other in their heads. They can talk to each other in their heads. If you can't already tell, it is a magical realism romance, and they're trying to figure out why they can hear each other, why no one else can do it, why no one else can talk to them in their head. And that's kind of where this story takes off. It was very fun. I absolutely loved it. There's a musical element to this book that made it very fun to read. I personally loved it. The chapters are all named after like song titles. So for example, this one's called Take On Me, Take Me On. This one's I've Still Got Some Sand in My Boots. So I feel like the musical element that was implemented in this book also made it a little unique and a little fun, like little Easter eggs that you're like, wait, what song is that one? Or I don't know this one, or I love this song. So I thought that this one was also really fun. And so this is the other book that I picked up and have already read. So the next one that I bought is Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh. I haven't read this one yet. I have still yet to read Taming 7, but I wanted to go ahead and buy this one just because I had the money and I've been needing to. This is a pretty thick one. I feel like this seems bigger than Keeping and Binding 13, but this is the next one I bought. This one features Hugh and Lizzie. If you've read the Boys of Tommen series, you know kind of already a little bit of their background, and we get more of their story in this one. I really recommend that you read the Boys of Tommen series. I like it, and if you do, I will say check the trigger warnings though. So book number 7 is When Javi Dumped Monty by Mia Sosa. I've also already read this book, but I bought this one because 1, I thought the cover was kind of cute. Look at that. And 2, I love when books are written and feature Hispanic characters. I'm Hispanic, and so I like showcasing these types of books on my channel. And I had heard about this book that was coming out, and I've read a couple of Mia Sosa's books. I haven't really enjoyed them. I still come back to her because of the representation that she writes in her book, and this one was no different. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite, and I don't think I would read it again, but I do appreciate the representation that she writes in her book, so I definitely recommend this one though. I thought it was super fun, except there's just this one little detail about the book that I disliked, and it's the fact that it is a split timeline, and I do not like split timelines, especially in romance. I feel like it works better, in my opinion, in thrillers and mysteries. I did not know that this was a split timeline going in, and so because of that reason, I just did not vibe with this one as much, but I bought this one as well. So I'm going to show you the next 4 books that I bought, all because they are part of the same series, and that is the Rebel Blue Ranch series. I have already read these 2. I just actually finished this one the other day, and so I need to finish these ones, but I went ahead and bought these ones not all at once, again sporadically throughout this past month, and I'm excited to finish off the series. I am enjoying it so far. I've heard nothing but great things about it, so I was really excited to get my hands on all 4 of them. So these are the next 4 books that I bought for my birthday. The next one that I bought was Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I have yet to read this book, but I am super excited for it. It is on my July TBR. I don't quite know what this one's about. I do think it is a second chance though between a recently divorced couple, but if I'm wrong, please correct me, but I think that that's what this one's about. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I do not think I've heard one bad review. Kennedy Ryan, and even this series, is such a beloved piece of work that I don't think anyone has said anything bad about it. I am really excited. The storyline also intrigues me. The fact that I believe it is a second chance romance between a divorced couple. I can't wait to finally pick this one up. Hopefully here pretty soon. This next book that I bought, I'm going to confess that I truly don't know nothing about it. I have heard people over on Instagram, my friends over there, reading it and saying that they like it, but I was convinced to buy this book mainly because of the sprayed edges. But this one is Cash by Jessica Peterson. I also think the cover is kind of cute, and of course the sprayed edges are pretty, but I don't know what this one's about. All I know is that Molly has ran out of luck. What happens after that? No clue, but I was convinced, honestly, to pick this up because of my sister, because she also thought the sprayed edges were cute. But I do hope to get to this one soon. The last book I read was Swift and Spangled, and so I do believe I am in my cowboy romance era. And so who knows, maybe this one will be the next one I pick up. And we have a trend going on right now with the sprayed edges, but I have the paperback version of Remarkably Wet Creatures. See? I think these ones are cute too. I absolutely loved Remarkably Wet Creatures when I read it, I want to say earlier this year. It was so mundane, so character driven. A lot of people, in fact, did not like it because they thought it was boring. I loved just how normal it is. There is a like living, breathing, sentient octopus. We read some chapters through the octopus's point of view, or like we follow him and we like get his inner thoughts and everything. But I just loved how normal this was, and the storyline and the friendship between our main character Tova and the octopus Marcellus. It was definitely right book, right time, because I think I've rated this like 4 or 5 stars, and so I absolutely loved it. And I love paperbacks in general. I do not prefer hardcovers. I prefer a paperback, but I did buy the hardcover when I saw that they were releasing the paperbacks with sprayed edges and with exclusive bonus content, which you get, like, I love when authors do this. You get like an annotated, first of all, conversation with Miss Shelby Van Pelt, but you also get a annotated chapter where she goes and where she goes and just writes what she was thinking about when she was writing the book. And I just think that is so amazing. I love when authors include stuff like that. It just makes it so personal, and I love seeing their thoughts and what they were thinking about when they were writing some of my favorite lines. And so I had to pick this one up. We only have 4 more left, so let's go ahead and keep going. The next one that I have is The Rose Bargain by Sasha Payton Smith. I've heard nothing but good things about this one. I hear it's like The Cruel Prince meets The Selection, and that definitely intrigued me. It's been everywhere, all over my timeline, all over everything, and a lot of people say that this book just blew them away. They did not think that it was going to be as good as it was. With that being said, I'm taking it with a grain of salt, because I don't want to think that I don't want to think that this is going to be a 5 stars and it like just not living up to the hype. So I'm trying to calm down, but I do believe that this one will be the next one that I pick up. I just also think that the cover is so pretty. I am such a sucker for a pretty cover. I fear I sometimes do judge books by their cover, but also look at that. Amazing. But this is the next one that I picked up, and this one was such a late add into like this little Barnes haul that I was doing. It was like the last book that I picked up, and I was like, maybe I should have put it back. Maybe I should put it back. I don't have, like, I shouldn't buy this many books, but then I couldn't, because I just kept thinking about all the things that I was hearing about it, and I was like, I need to know what's going on. I need to read this book. And so the next one that I bought is actually for a book club with my sister, just a little 2-person book club. Her and I, we read 7 chapters by every Sunday, and then Sunday around 7 or 8 we discuss them. So today is Sunday. Today is going to be our first book club meetup here in a few hours, but that is Nightshade by Autumn Woods. I am 7 chapters into this book, and I have no idea what it's about. I thought it was fantasy. It's not. It is like regular time, present time, except it's like at this school. It's giving dark academia. It's like a school for the corrupt politicians' kids, for mafia people's kids, for just, I don't know what the school's for, but it is for not the best businessmen and women, the most powerful, unfortunate, powerful people in the world, their kids, and it's just a bunch of drama going on. I also think it's kind of like a mystery. I don't know. Truly, it's just so many things in one book, but it says he'll burn the world down for her, but she'll burn his to the ground. And then right here on the front, it says he's her enemy and she's her everything. So it's also a romance, maybe an enemies to lovers, but she, like, the reason why she hates him is because she hates his family, so she hates him by proxy. But I just don't know what we're getting into with this book, because I truly do not know what it's about. I don't know what it's about. I'm going in blind. But this is the book that I bought with my sister, and we're doing a book club with it. And then the last 2 books that I have, which are book 2 and 3 in the Bromance Book Club series, that is Undercover Bromance and Crazy Stupid Bromance. I love this cover. I love just everything about it. The colors, the cat, everything. But I do not know what these ones are about. These are by Alyssa K. Adams. I read the Bromance Book Club, I want to say a year or 2 ago. I absolutely loved it. Another right book, right time, because I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was so funny, so cute. I loved our main character, who was a male. I know, men written by women are amazing, but I went ahead and bought these next 2. I thought that the series ended with these 2. It doesn't. I think there's 4, 5, and maybe a 6th one, but I was under the impression, because they didn't have 4, 5, and 6 at the bookstore, they only had these 2. So I was like, oh, okay, it ends with these 2. It doesn't. it keeps going. But these are the last two ones that I bought. Again, don't know what they are about, but I am excited to dive back into this series. I absolutely love the Romance Book Club, and I can't wait to start reading these again. So those are all the books that I bought for my birthday. There was 18 of them. I bought them over the course of this month. My birthday was about a month and 2 days ago, so I'm just so grateful and so happy that my family and my friends just bought me those gift cards. They totally didn't have to, so this is just in honor of them. They are what made this video happen and made these books become mine. I hope you hit like and subscribe to follow me along for more videos. I'll see you. Bye. Oh, I see you. Bye. I see you later. Bye. Doing the thumbnail, and I wish I could read. Like, I wish I had multiple. I don't know what I wish I had, but I wish I could just read all of these right now. I'm so excited to read these. I do have summer school though, so I'm taking a summer class, so unfortunately I can't put like all of my time and effort into reading these books, but I cannot wait. I hope to get through a large chunk of these in July and hopefully in August. Okay, I'll see y'all later. I was just doing the thumbnail. Bye.